low. But make sure your Twitch DMs are open, and also remember, because I know you're bad at doing everything, is that you don't get change, all right? You're not buying a sausage roll from Greg's or anything like that, £1.50. Make sure you use all the €50 as much as you can. Fill your boots when you're at checkout to get this. When you spend your coupon, it's gone. Congratulations, Team Lee. Happy for you, mate. Medic, give me a thumbs up over there. Is that just because we're doing a good job?
You guys were amazing. That's exactly what I was going to do.
Cheers.
Thank you. I had a quick look. Our item level has jumped from last night. So last night this is according to Radar.io, and I know Warcraft logs and Radar.io, the item levels are different, but they match in terms of changes. So 279.35, this morning 279.74, so a 0.4 jump overall for Echo. Having a look at what it is, our tanks have changed trinkets from the one that you get from the Void Spire daily quests to this Heart of Ancient Hunger. Mythic track for Teeth, Hero track for Meras. We also have a small jump for Swag, who sent a couple of quests. Well, I say small, 2 item level. It's substantial for him, but a small jump overall. Swag
they did the
quests.
stupid heroic split
That they did. So yeah, he was able to upgrade a couple of his items, including his neck, which he's pretty happy with. Having a look across the rest of it, the only other really cool thing that I noticed was a couple of healer trinket changes. Let me make sure these are lined up so no one gets confused. You just wrote it there. Yesterday, so Zoe, not a healer, yesterday was using the Emberwing Feather, has now changed over to a Mythic Track Ribbon, which he's pretty happy with. And then, where are healers? Oh, no, here we are. So, those are aligned, aren't they? Yeah. FTM was using this Volatile Void Suffuser yesterday, perhaps as a bit of a test. We've now seen a change from Velo. Previously using the Litany of Light Blind Wrath has changed over to the Void Suffuser as well. The Void Suffuser, when you heal, you get some intellect, basically. It's quite nice. You have this chance to get intellect, and then you get more intellect for all of the health the target was missing. The target's missing a lot of health in this fight, so getting more intellect makes a lot of sense. But yeah, a few quests have been sent, it seems. A few optimizations in terms of...
Also, just stay on the screen for a second. Can we go back just a second, production? Poor Chimeras.
Yeah, look at all those.
On top of that.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 of 20 players are using a Chimeras trinket.
Yeah, so some more specific choices, dialing in their characters specifically, tailoring them for this fight, and a little bit of crest. So it seemingly, Medic, we can justify having to see heroic Swag much stronger.
Nope. I justify it because we have the Bloodlust. And that is going to be used. I just need to use every time a lust happens today. It's my favorite memory. You know who sent me that? You know Hamish from Fellowship? I do. Yeah, he sent me that. He recorded that and sent it to me. He was like, hey mate, this is really funny. I was like, yes it is, thank you very much. We'll make sure that gets to production.
I'll tell you what's not funny, they're on a break and a cook. Should we take a little break? Yeah, I think we all should. Yeah, never come back to no cross.
We do,
yes. We're rapidly approaching the final goal of 25k, and Echo is getting into mission really regularly. Let's hope they can keep this momentum up. We'll go for a quick break. Back to the safe
But you can move blue and green a little bit down, so it's not in the face. Yeah, it's behind the pulling. Can you press this layers? right side as well, and left side. Okay, right. So,
Wait, but it was the Light's End, yeah? Again, not the tier.
Yeah,
It wasn't a
like
tough spot because he did
I
have
like
Someone
my
sold with
own-
a tier and then good slash.
yeah. Like I played the my one because
I see.
in sock. But yeah, so just not soak.
well-
Hope that soaks it, I guess.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, if the thing is, if it looks soaked, I don't think people will go for it, right? Like,
Yeah.
That's correct, yeah.
especially since we're in different phases, so we have no clue what's going on the other side.
Ready check, but it was still
I'm
good,
ready.
guys. If you wipe there every time, you know.
Yeah, like we learn from this.
JC,
I think we should make it more
recognize the
aligned
exact
and not go
location.
into the walls
Go look around.
with the one or five people.
Let's follow the trail below. Grab anything you...
Depends on the roll a bit as well.
Yeah, of course. I think that-
Take them out!
What
happened to them? I need...
Yeah, I mean, that's
I'll
fine.
be over here,
You're 105.
collecting my
And
nerves.
some off to back up.
always like try to dodge
I
backwards
see.
instead of sideways only
Something in the dark.
for everybody.
Aria? How?
Leaves coming. Dodging and bouncing.
Hurry! I hear the Naga! Ione,
side.
please! We can begin.
On left side. Good for beats. One wall, one through, one more wall. Chasing us. Good kicks. Right side. Right wall. Usually it's coming. Bounce is coming. That wall. Taking bounce from you. Bell bounce. Bell bounce. Again. Just so that means they get solo out there. They get solo out there. The focus is here. One wall. One bell as well. Maybe. Start train first. First is the start train. One wall and the mini left coming.
Introduction. I am
you hit a scissor attack.
Inside the
Many
House
times.
Arcus, bringer of night.
Right, and then from the wall, many on the right, many on the right,
Just
nothing on the left.
beginning.
One on the left.
I might get it here. I drop.
Yeah, just last moments, guys. Just live glaives, just dodge glaives slowly. Dodge.
Smith now have used some don't talk.
Fear not the dark. He thrives within us
Maxing all
all.
maxing. Really low close. But it's also drop this. Up close, drop side lane. If you got to the focus on the ground. You're dead in the ground, so it's open space. Happen and then suddenly the full beams in my
Yeah, also heard.
Like, I think also like nice moves or whatever, like we're really close to us.
Yeah.
Does confronting your fears bring you comfort? Terror. The timing of weapons.
It was mainly made clean to like that like blinking position, but covered it.
Like, go back to the fragments of
Winds of a madman's will.
Yeah, I can push it. I can maybe work
yeah, I guess it is a
down here.
lot of pushing.
New best of stage 2, almost seeing consistency rising here in the Echo camp. They're super hyping out, you can hear on the comms as they're getting better and better. That's now 4 intermissions in the last hour, and stage 2 imminent, 1 crystal explosion at the end.
Yes, which coincided with Mike saying this is a really good pull when we were watching in the caster room, so you can thank him for that one.
Yeah, we were discussing what we can and can't show on logs. I don't think it matters at this point, with the classes point. But it's not mine to show you some very interesting and cool things. But Echo, another new best, going back into the intermission, almost making it into phase 2, which is where they want to be. 71%, just 5%, they're chipping away, 6% away from Liquid. They're constantly
It is so great to see such consistency, you know, seeing the intermission so regularly, especially with all the randomness in phase 1 with the glaives. So yeah, this is a really, really good show from Echo so far. But they've had a fire lit under them ever since Interact. Every single rating, you know, even the Liberation of Undermine, they did so well. Just unfortunately, Gallywix was,
didn't really get a stab at that one, and then Dementius, obviously the heartbreaking 0.2%.
they were so close to winning that tier.
Yeah, so close. It's been a road for them.
They have been just really, they've had this fire lit underneath them. They have worked so hard behind the scenes to do everything as smooth as possible, especially this year with how many splits they've had to do, how many characters they've had to juggle, and you can see them really going out of their minds, and it is wonderful to see from them so early as we start our day here in EU. Let's see how far we can get. Of course, Liquid seeing phase 2, I think 5 times in their day, with their 200 pulls, this boss being no joke, as we are going straight back into another pool. So let's get some more practice with the intermission. We do need to find our feet in that phase. We do need to position those stars, you know, optimally. All of the crystal carriers will have to practice because they do have to drop their crystal and pick it up again. So there's a lot to be learned at that point.
It certainly is, and I'm really curious to This could be a really interesting day in theory. Obviously, we don't know how the rest of this fight plays out, but you could have a weird scenario where Echo makes it through phase 2 at some point later in the day and see that it's killable. You know, phase 3 is not that bad. It's sort of like a victory lap almost is what we call it. You know, you've got to just play it out and drop your seeds. We don't think it's going to be that because there's some multi-realm shenanigans. In which case, they might be like, we need to lock in and get this done today. Probably not. What we shall see, because there's as much mystery for you guys as there is for us on what is yet to remain with Midnight Falls and Lura as this fight develops. We've seen so much yesterday, so much discovery of what they were doing, what we expected to happen. We're like, is there 9 Dawn crystals? Nope, there's 6, and now it does this. Are we going to go this way? How do these crystals work exactly? And now we see that. How is it going to work with these interrupts? There was so much knowledge gained yesterday just for this phase 1 alone, which is extraordinarily complex and ever ramping in damage difficulty as the guys get further and further into it. That's why this transition period from the end of this phase into that intermission is so nasty. Medic had a quick look at the intermission they did earlier, not the one that was just then, the previous one. Over 360 healing absorbs go out on the raid that he saw then, and the phase 1 is over. So many healing absorbs go on. You can see they've split now between 3 different realms. 5 of them are in the blue realm in the bottom right, 5 of them in the red realm in the top left. And the 10 remaining players in the upstairs realm, all of them have to get the memory game correct in order to proceed. It is a pure pass-fail. You either do it or you don't. And if you don't, that's what happens.
Unlucky.
Aye, unlucky. But as we are approaching the end of the race at some point in the next few days, probably, unless we are looking at, you know, Unat's levels of pulls in 700 categories, depending on what horrors.
Okay, we've got to do an update full count real quick. How many do you think that there is going to be from what you've seen so far?
I think we're looking at 4 to 5. I think in that realm. My progress mind here is looking at mechanically solving phase 2 with the soaps on things. Then investigating phase 3, but there's going to be a lot of pulls from phase 1 wipes and stuff getting us to there. Then probably seeing the enrage and being like, okay, now we need to go back and we need to be leaving phase 1 at X percentage, we need to leave the intermission at X percentage, we need to finish the phase 2 at a certain percentage in order to even make the final phase possible, similar to what we did with Valorant. It's like, this is how the fight works. Okay, we've got that in place, now we need to find how to kill this egg while doing the rest of it. So I do expect this fight to have all the way through. Realm thing, and they're split in half, and it's like, okay, you've got to do the same thing again. It's like, okay, we've actually practiced this now, you know, 137 times over here, so we're pretty comfortable with this. So who knows? Who knows? But given this boss can farm pulls just by killing you very quickly, like we just saw then in the first 30 seconds, then yeah, 450, but I don't think time is... I think that equates to people thinking, oh, this is going to be days. You can rack up 100 pulls really quickly on this boss. So time-wise, I don't know, tomorrow, it's possible.
Tomorrow?
I think so. I think this is possibly dying tomorrow. Yeah. There's a gut feeling. Obviously, we haven't seen the entire fight, so we could be way off there. But pull count, I think, is a very irrelevant metric. Some bosses, it takes you a while to bleed out and die, and you just end up with a lot less pulls, but you get to see so much longer of the fight. This one, it just is absolutely just spamming resets, because it's like, you're dead, you're dead, just over and over again. I did a fight very similar to this. I was trying to explain this to my audience, and some of them just said sure all the time.
I think people don't understand how pull count is a fun thing to talk about, but it's so invalid. There's so many things that go into what, you know, the pull count in terms of, does the boss require a lot of strategizing, or do you just keep pulling? Because if there are bosses that really need to be mapped out and people are struggling to find their position in the room for a mechanic, then you're going to be pulling less because there's more to discuss. But for a boss like this, where it's a case of, oh, we just had a recursive wave, so we need to go again, well, you know, there's nothing to talk about. So there's so many things that go into a pull count other than actual boss difficulty. I think boss difficulty is such a small portion of ball count, but it's quite something to discuss and talk about.
It is.
But it's something that is taken far more seriously right now.
It is, because it's an easier metric to follow. I can totally get why, because certainly from a more casual perspective, the full count is something you could just stick side by side. And so that one's not often the case. Realistically, it's just time is I think a more interesting metric, because that generally reflects the difficulty. Yeah, it's like, okay, this actually took, say, 45 hours. I've had a full count of 200. This one actually took 30 hours, but had a full count of 300. So it's essentially what's going on there. I would say it's doing Ferrari first, and those bosses using universe of Galaxy of no, it's called Dogs. Devourer of Dogs is what it's called. The Devourer of Dogs. It's just a worm.
Okay.
It's just a big worm. But it only has basically one attack, realistically, which is charge you, and if that hits you, kill. If that can start all the way to the end. So you could die in the first 2 seconds, or you could die 7 seconds later. You died to the same thing, but because you could die at any point between there for the same thing, it's like full count got to like 500.
Wow.
Yeah, it got really stupid, but like, some of these pulls are like 5 seconds long because you're in the wrong start. I was really laughing. Because you got pincer movement there, crab claws pulling in on Serene. So yeah, time is a more interesting metric. I think discussing difficulty, how many days did it take, how much analytics went into it, because that's all accounted for. You know, that was such an awkward soap, by the way. It was really
Beautiful soap. Again, it's really showcasing how skilled the players are. But I'm also glad to see that they are laughing as well when they get these cursed blades. It's just funny at that
gotta
point.
laugh.
Yeah.
If you start getting, if you're going to be someone who gets upset at the at wipes like this, you don't belong in that room. It's as simple as that. You don't belong there.
You're not going to last long.
No,
in,
you're not.
Serious progress, because
you see,
wipes are, they come with the territory.
Yeah, they're laughing. They're also laughing at the absurdity of what they're doing, because the devs are also laughing.
I hope so.
Everybody's having. It's almost awkward when you see.
Everyone's having fun.
The people who want to be here and enjoy this are having the best time. That's the interesting thing. Is we do often get feedback. It's like, oh, this is horrible. It needs to be nerfed. No one's going to be able to do this. No, they're not, and they're never going to see it either. Like, it's not for them. It's fine. It's really not interfering. I doubt if you're somebody. I'm not being rude, but I'm trying not to be. If you're someone who's like, I'm never mythic raiding because I watched the Race to the First guild do 200 pulls and barely see 4 minutes into a fight, then you're not getting what it is, because you would never see this fight, ever. Even if you killed this boss, it would not be this version of this boss, ever. You're not going to do that. This is designed for the only people it affects.
I'm picking up a massive Elder Dragon energy signature. Not really a whole lot. I don't like
Don't leave her behind. She cried out for you, but her voice was so faint. Even I could barely hear her down in the dark. 50 guild, and there are bosses that require a very specific position. So if you're in a really high end and
there's a high concentration magic barrier here. It looks like the only way through is.
You don't have the characters available.
One of you will have to sacrifice that protected energy. That'll leave you vulnerable.
100%.
Because then these guilds are absolutely
my fire fractals, my ice
the most skilled players in the world are stuck. It's almost like Blitz, where Illyria's dead, now what? We just sit around and wait for the next raid to be over.
This fractal should represent a real place, but it's not quite right. Incomplete, or half remember. That's it. There's a temporal fractal of someone here, and this is their perspective.
You're not going to see them in the state that they are for the
It must be the bare wall. So try to let them speak clearly. You might get some contact clues.
Bosses are hitting this kind of level very early for exactly the same reason John brought up there. It's never fun. The Bracewell First, in my ideal world, never interferes with the rest of the world. The guys who aren't doing splits and are looking to start over the next couple of months and work through it, they should have a plenty amount of bosses. Plenty of bosses that are going to work up to, so you can sense that it feels like it worked up to Anduin, it still worked up to Smolderon. That was where that should happen. And then after that, which is only going to be killed by the guilds that I've already done, the weeks of Heroic can condense that to one. They have the world first bosses after that, because everybody else is doing endless splits. Already done that. They're not doing that. And they're going to have a natural gear progression using the line of the game, and there should be a steady progression. That's the ideal. So everybody else gets to play nice and fluidly, and then at the end of the back end, for those who achieved all that process, because that's all they're doing, they're speed running that process, right? Everybody else is going to take their normal time. The world first guilds are going to use over 1,000 helpers, right, and pay out hundreds of millions of gold to speed run that process and be geared well beyond what people's natural progression curve should be, and then they get these juicy ones at the end of the process. That one's good.
Exactly. And as I was saying, you know, by the even if you are a bit progressive with the rating build, you're going to send the entire tier clearing. You know, a lot of people don't only get like the end to the end. You know, all that time, all that year, all that practice.
And Bellered is getting killed this week, I'm telling you.
You're not supposed to kill it. You know, everybody else is not supposed to kill it in the first week.
No, they're not. No, that's never how it has ever been ever since
2004.
Yeah, since 2004 it's never been that way.
To be hard because you're playing at that level.
100%. Yeah, that is exactly what it is. So that is juicy. And, yeah, I could imagine the patch notes here. I think we just had some class changes announced.
We did.
Outlaw and Assass, yeah, is getting some buff, which is nice because God knows what's happening with specs. All the weaker specs are having a little. Not all of them. There's always something missing. Balance is getting a buff. Brewmaster's getting a little nerf.
I think DKs as well.
Yeah, I think Frost is getting some juice. Blood DK is getting some changes. Dev, enhancement. So take a look at those. We might have a look at them later on the screen, but some class changes have just been announced. I would fully expect in the next probably Monday or maybe Sunday, probably Monday, is you'll see Bellered has been smashed with a lot of it, I think they're going to change Bellered as it was probably intended to be first time before Blizzard started messing with it for the race. 2 or 3 egg phase. Likely they're going to dramatically reduce all the stuff that happens outside of the egg phase and make it into a 3 egg phase.
Most likely.
Yeah, they're a little breaky right now, so we do want to remind you because it comes out now in 2.5 hours.
It does.
2.5 hours is gone.
36% off discount site-wide on displays, which ends at 1 p.m. today. So there you go, look at all that fantastic artwork, TV shows, movies, anime, games, artwork in general, and there's also a brand new feature where you can upload your own custom image. So for the next 24 hours, which is until 1 p.m. Central European time, get 36% off site-wide.
Keep her name off your line. To feel the sun
36% off, and it does stop at 1 p.m. Euro time. So 2.5 hours from now, that will be gone. And obviously, as the race is coming to everybody, will make you aware if you like Echo and you want to get the jerseys, especially the limited edition white one.
Oh, that one is so beautiful, that white jersey. Yeah, you can get yourself some awesome merch and support Echo.
Yeah, great race one too. It's great at the watch parties when everyone shows the jersey.
Oh, I love it.
The back. Because I love them. I wear them.
So, my dad came to visit me.
I met your dad for stuff.
Yeah, my nan and my dad.
My dad is so Essex.
They all watch the race. They don't know what's going on, but they love watching it. And so my dad came to visit, and
I never asked, but are you watching Pro? My brother's a big WoW player, so it's a lot of my family. Tuning in. I'm always a little surprised when something happens and I get text messages. How do you know that? Like, I was watching. And Dad would be upset with you. Dad would be sad with you, for sure there. So yeah, lots of things going on there, as well as being only $500 away, Jay. $500 away from Alex actually having to do work.
Yeah, oh no, quick.
And you,
Make it happen.
I mean, you're not killing me this time. I swear. Thank you
Wanna
so
bet.
much for all the support for Games for Love, guys. It's incredible.
Yeah, while we are on a little bit of a break, we will keep an eye on it so you don't miss any polls, but we will read out your donations because, of course, they are providing distraction therapy to children in hospitals through gaming consoles and gaming. It's just a wonderful cause. We had a $10.09 donation from Prison Takeshi, who says, "Hi, Mike. Prison Takeshi here. I called you a clown. Now I'm in timeout. Take this money as my penance.
Oh.
You are still a clown, but that's okay.
There's no
Back
way
to
the
jail.
mods are stopping people calling you.
I'm in jail.
That sounds like adding so many hours of work.
Do you know, Shrekky comes in and says, oh, the mods really love me, and he gets banned.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many of my viewers, because I get a warning in my stream, like banned in channels you frequent, and it says banned in the Echo chat. I check it, it's like, called somebody a clown. I'm like, guys, it's not my chat, it's the Echo chat.
Why are they so misbehaved? You just don't
Because I
train
win
them
all the
well.
time. No, it's because I win all the time and it infuriates them. They're determined that I should fail. Like, no, this is impossible. Factorio, there's no way this is going to work. He's an absolute idiot. And then it worked. Infernum can't be done. Even people who work for me said there is no way you can do this. Like, Infernum is something else. This is Terraria Infernum. You're old, you're not going to be able to do it. This is going to be just a horror show, and I beat it.
Yeah, take that.
Born gamer. That's why. At least that's what I tell myself at night. It's because I'm too good.
Right?
I'm not blind, and I see all the things. This is my cope in the morning in the mirror.
Yeah, you done damn straight. I know it took 500 calls, but still it died.
Dude, it was really hard.
Yeah, it does sound
It
difficult.
was. I had to do so many counts. And I beat hard mode Undertale or whatever it was, where you have to beat Sans. That was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. We did it. We got there in the end.
You're kind of like head of the daycare of your chat, and like you just haven't trained them or you don't look after them, and that's why they're like glued to the ceiling, hanging out the window, they're eating glue.
I'm the one who's eating glue most of the time. Like, I've never really heard that phrase until I raided again recently, and everybody was saying it, like all the time. In fact, there's a phrase I would love, and I can't believe I only just remembered now, which I think makes total sense for this fight. And FF14 raiders will certainly be with me in terms of these phrase. You cannot park there. It is the absolute best call I've heard during raiding ever, when you're stood in the wrong place and something chops you and someone just goes, I just want to let you cannot park there, sir.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I was like, that made me buzz. The first time I heard it, I was laughing my head off. I was like, you cannot park there.
I love that raid call.
It's such a good call, but you got hit by something stupid. Yeah, no parking, sorry. The attendant is here. But also, like, don't mind me, I'm just eating glue. Like, it's one of the best responses to a raid leader asking what went wrong. You just go, I was just eating glue, don't worry about it. Like, I'll fix it.
Just eating crayons.
Yeah, the Bloodlust has gone out here, though. This is the final marks, Jay. Lock in, guys. Now, this is where it gets incredibly hard, so lock in, but also be aware this is going to get rough, and then missing the marker. There it is. The TV has gone down. They are all separate markers, which makes life a little easier, although 3 of them very bunched up in the upstairs world, trying to find their positions. They've done it upstairs. Downstairs looks solid. Red and blue are chilling. One glaive coming in. Echoes all the way through with a combat res in hand. Now, the next 10 seconds are really rough. They see the Stampeding Roar. They're getting to their intermission positions with all alive and a combat res. Huge healing absorbs and burst damage about to come out onto the raid. You can see those blaze lines coming out as well as the sparks. And the healers have such an immense job here, because not only are these stars bursting players with a massive burst of damage, also healing absorbs. You see Rice in there. Look how tight and well Blizzard has done the hitboxes. GG's.
Yeah, it's an exact indication of where that mechanic is going to go, and it will allow them to position themselves in these very delicate available play space. You can see that tiny little window of opportunity of where they can stand. Now, this is when every single person will get the star. You want to pay attention to those crystal carriers, which they do successfully do.
We're going to phase 2.
Everybody alive. This is the first time that Echo has seen phase 2. Here we go. A little bit of a remnant of Demencius a little bit.
Now, this is very tough. They're going to have these beams shooting out. They have to hit into the void cores, but they also have to split the damage by sharing the beams. So yep.
Which will hit the crystals as well. So that's what they have to be careful of. But this is amazing though. But I love when you go into a new phase on a boss and it's just a vomit of mechanics that just looks chaotic. Kills everybody. The first everyone that goes out.
They're so unfazed by it. They expected nothing different to happen. Echo's locked in. Here we go. Can we get a replay on that? It just got eradicated. It's like, it was just a full temporal storm of death that just washed over them. We did it. Intermission done. Everybody's all just absolute annihilation. So we should talk about that phase a
This
little
is
bit.
kind of like the scene in movies where someone's just kind of standing there and then just a truck comes out of nowhere and just takes them down.
Yeah, a little bit. It's almost comical. It's like it's that guy who's like, wait, we got the deal? $100 million? We're set for life! My wife wants to marry me? Oh, I'm gonna cross just bust like straight out of nowhere, just comes and gets them. Like, we did it, guys! Thumbs up! And they clearly were just unfazed. Like, that's not what we expected to happen there. So there was lines shooting out at the Void Cores.
Yeah, you want to make sure. Well, I was calling them SpaceX earlier. But
Oh,
they
SpaceX!
Are called,
I prefer SpaceX.
They are called Void Cores. I prefer SpaceX. They will be rotating around the room. They will have to fire those 4 beams at, 4 of them. They will have to share the damage as well between them, and it will kind of drag them in. Yeah,
while you're
let's have a
talking about
little
it,
look. Yeah, that's a bit of visual on the screen, but we do have a replay.
Let's go slow, Chris.
Alright, so you do have the Void Cores circling around the outside of the room. It's very silent after you see this phase. You can see the 4 players marked with the beams. They do want to share the damage that does go out. They'll be aiming them at the Void Cores or the SpaceX, taking a huge amount of damage because also, of course, it does hit the players carrying the crystal, which they will need to bear in mind.
Yeah, they tried to put most of all of them down, but the problem is, this will be a Rex thing, you can see Mirez. You'll see the yellow eggs will be going down, the Dawn Crystals. We're going to put them on the floor. You can see them putting in the gaps there. But these beams are also rotating, so you can see actually, I think Mirez made a mistake here. He's trying to follow one particular Void Core instead of sticking with that position.
Yeah.
And not shifting your lines. Go again, Chris.
It'll be interesting to see how they deal with that. If when it stands still, kind of re-aim so that the
yeah, certainly at this point where there's lots of them. Yeah, exactly. So if you actually look on the left side of the screen, I think I'm not sure what Nice Means you had it. Nice Means just stayed still. So you can see his core passed on the left, and then he just waited for the next one to come into it. Made a mini adjustment.
I mean, that was pretty tight though.
Yeah.
That's impressive. And then, of course, once you hit the Void Cores, they then will drag the players in. But there you go. So this circle that appears right there, that last second, is the mythic mechanic.
Yeah, go again, Chris.
And
oh, you are doing good.
when we
You might need to pause me. So
yeah, we'll keep an eye on it, but that will be the mythic mechanic of this phase. So you can see everybody aiming their beams. So this
he
is
tried to adjust back and then changed his mind. Do you see that?
yeah.
So that's going to come with reps to make that better. But get ready.
Subject selected for temporal realignment. Avoid potential upward social fractals.
Stop! I harness the chaos of
particular this phase really is in terms of positioning every single mechanic that goes out here, while also looking after
Reactor initialization program.
This is going to be significant progress for them.
Now here's the thing with this, like we were saying then, is people were letting it sort of rotate into it. That's not going to work later because you're going to have less and less void cores to work with. Wise to do the whole team rotate, so that you could, ideally what you do is you have more punched up in some way. And so the cores, the Dawn Crystals, can be left definitely out of the way while you deal with it, but that means they're down the floor, so they're going to be pulsating on things. We might have some data for you. Let's go over to Medic on the Archon analysis desk. What's going on over there, pal?
Not data, but I just wanted to show you a crystal carrier during that last phase of the intermission. We've got Frago's viewpoint up here, so let's just we'll play it through. So as you can see, like Frago here. Oh, sorry. Should be fine. Yeah, this is just something anyone can see anyway. So this is Frago's point of view. We'll slow it down just before he dies. Nice and slow. So yeah, he's got the crystal. You can see the galvanized cast going off those of these beams. You guys have been talking about it really well. You need to soak on these as well. He's like, oh, do I go down here? Do I then go back into the beam so I can get into the soak? You see, trying to make decisions, chucking out as many spells as he can at the same time. Galvanize starts to cast. He's like, I put my crystal down, and then the beam moves a little. The problem with this is, right, like, and this is the main thing you have to think of, is you can't park there. You cannot park there, mate. And he does park there, and then the galvanized goes off. You can see the lure tears coming out as well, and everyone dies because of it. So it's such a tight window on like how well you have to position on these things, because you don't want the crystal getting hit by the damage, but with the void cores getting enhanced as well, you then need to think about how am I going to get dragged away from this crystal? Does there need to be someone else there? Is the galvanized going to hit it? Is the overkill? You see all of this extra electricity, that's the overkill damage as well, sparking across the entire raid. So there's so much stuff you have to watch out for.
Yeah, this is going to be, this is actually going to look quite a lot like synchronized swimming, I think, when it's done. This looks like chaos now, but this requires some very fine positioning, pre-plannings, like we're going to clear, say, northeast. Crystals drop now. Get into the positions, get back before they start pulsing on the raid and killing people, doing all of those kind of things. That is tremendous. Now we can make a nice birthday, but it's going to look beautiful.
It will.
It's going to look really pretty, this phase. This is tremendous progress from Echo. 3% separates Liquid and Echo now, as they are rapidly getting to sort of template. Oh, they did it!
We have passed the $25,000 goal for Games for Love. Wow! Congratulations, everybody. That is over 25,000 children whose lives you have impacted. Of course, they provide healthcare around the world.
I never think we're going to make it.
A wonderful charity.
And especially without beans or pickles. Well, yes. Almost. I almost made it without beans for one race, but that's every goal hit, which means now we can have stupid ones in.
Yeah! Yes, we can send chat on an adventure.
Oh, you're going on an adventure. Make sure you don't miss it. Everybody who contributes to this. Who was it?
Okay, so we have had a lot of donations. I'll get through them as quick as I can while we are not pulling.
Well, just checking that they're figuring out phase 2.
Yeah, we had there'll be a lot for them to talk about now that they've seen phase 2. We have a $10 donation from Hugh who says, we must write our past wrongs. End bridge. For Alex's adventure. Oh. I didn't think that at first.
Yeah, threats now. You're ascended. You ascended to a new level of height. It was. I honestly thought it was a squeaky clown noise. It was definitely made by you.
I felt like it was that broken toy in Toy Story 2.
Oh!
But anyway, right. Regards the chunk.
There's more? We're even finished?
We have a $5 donation from Cynthian who says, oh, missed it. There was no message, GigaChad. And a $25 donation from Dowden who says, Mike Shaky, roses are red. Mike Shaky. Coke is brown. Mike Shaky. You know where this is going. Mike Shaky. Mike is a clown.
A lovely pasta. Oh, get off!
Mike Shaky, clown free. Thank you, Dowden. We have a $100 donation from Lara who says, love watching the race. Go Echo. Mike. Leon S. Kennedy called, said zombies chanting, remember that we once lived.
We're playing soon, man! This is cool! I love this, and you all know it. Don't worry, Leon will get recipes back here.
There is a $45 donation that has a message for you, Mike. from Smord, who says, I don't know if I should read this. Hang on a minute, I thought about it.
Mr. Loki, what did you say? Daddy. Yeah, don't call me Daddy.
I know, I thought about it. I was like, wait, this is not going to sound
That's
right.
absolute bait. It totally is. Now this one's for you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for this sort of DM situation you've got going on here, guys. I appreciate it. You're not going to bring me down. 25,000 kids have been helped over the course of this race. That's phenomenal.
We have a $20 donation from Turtle and Fish. Hello, Turtle and Fish.
Do you remember
Jordan.
Turtle and Fish? You've met Turtle and Fish.
I do. Hi, Jordan. Can you ask Mike how he missed out half of the quests in Baldur's Gate 3, please? Winner. Okay, accidentally hit red. So I don't know what the rest of that.
You've no need to. And nobody, it doesn't matter.
Sorry.
It doesn't matter. You know, things happen.
Okay, so I have a question. Well, how did you manage to skip most of the quests
It's
in
not
Baldur's
my
Gate
fault.
3? He was too busy, what was it? Burning goblins or something? Boiling them in a soup?
It's not my fault.
Huh.
No, that was
Children
something
in
else.
acid.
That was something else. That was something else. Look, there's a talent in the game where your spells no longer affect allies.
Right.
Right? And so I was doing a quest where you had to rescue a lady from invaders, and it was really easy. Legit, I was down to like just the last guy, and he had no health left. I had the whole team alive. Everything else had been dealt with. The ally had loads of health. And so I was like, boom, I'm going to send this big pyroblast in to finish him off. That talent doesn't affect NPC allies, and so I murdered her. I killed him, and it crit as well. It did so much damage and killed her, which then killed the whole town because I killed her as the leader of the town. So the whole town I had to kill as well, all the innocents. So I had to kill all them because they turned aggro against me, and they are the central portion of Act 2. So I lost the entirety of Act 2 completely. And it just skipped to Act 3. The story just went, well, it's the game's fault. It said that allies shouldn't be affected by this. So I was like, well,
we have these interventions in games. This is why usually you can't damage NPCs.
Shout out to Larian, by the way, who totally accounted for people getting this wrong. And because it does continue, but people are like, yeah, so that is something like 45 hours of content just lost because that happened.
Nuked the town.
But they all turned red.
Oh no!
Well, they had to die. They were attacking me. Self-defense.
Right, okay. Will that hold up in court?
Yes.
No.
Well,
Guilty.
I killed the court, so.
Oh, well, there you go.
I
In your
really
favour.
was. It sounds funny, but I was so sad when it was happening because the rule. You might think it's a low ball. No, the rule we have with those kind of games is you live with your consequences. And I was gutted. I was like, I can't believe this because I also thought this was the only blacksmith that could save Carla because Carla needs Carla. We like Carla. We like Carla. And I was like, screwed so much up. And the guys who played through it already were. This is now gone.
How dare you defile my birth chamber? All your fears, all your delirium, feeding me. Suffer and die in terror. Awareness grows by the moment. I am
The talent clearly said allies, which they were, should not be harmed by the AoE effects of your spells, which obviously you're going to prove.
I need to idiot-proof the video. This is like when we
Why
played
is
Lethal
that
Company. When we played Lethal Company, we were all in the little spaceship, and you were reading instructions, we all went in blind, we had no idea what we were doing. Anyway, added into the spaceship a light switch, which of course I found a button, immediately pressed it, turned all the lights off in the cabin while we were explaining how to play the game. I laughed and spun around, so I didn't know where the button was anymore. So we were all in the dark, couldn't see
And your
anything.
partner in crime wasn't particularly helpful. I was, yeah. I bet she's here now.
And we didn't know how to play the game because we lost the instructions. Don't put a light switch. Don't expect idiots to find it.
Thank you for the block donation.
But we did have a $600 donation.
Holy cow!
From Tags Beans.
Name your beans. Kidney beans. Kidney beans.
Black beans.
Yep.
Pinto beans. Baby beans. Cannellini beans.
Pinto beans yesterday?
Great Northern beans. Malotti beans. Faba beans. Adzuki beans. Lima beans. Butter beans.
I've had all of the beans. And tasted every single last one.
Yeah, he's a bean connoisseur.
He is a bean connoisseur. 100%. Thank you so much, Tag.
Ah, we had a $50 donation from Evil Bee.
Last one. Pull cows coming.
All right, this is a donation to show my appreciation for being a part of the Race to World First. Thank you so much, Evil Bee.
That is a for those who come after donation. Thank you so much, Evil Bee.
That's a kind
Thank you
bee.
all. Yes, indeed. All the